Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy Say One History, and I want to talk to you about one of the most credible UFO sightings ever recorded, ever talked about, just the whole nine. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this actually started in 1989 and actually continued on into the 1990s here over the Belgium skies, and has something to do with a man by the name of Wilfred de Bauer. So we begin with this exploration on a very solid ground, with a major general's first-hand chronicle of one of the most vivid and well-documented UFO cases ever. And what you are about to hear will demonstrate the dramatic and very mysterious physicality of UFOs in this case, ones that were usually bold. Although parts may sound like science fiction, they are not. The fact is that silent gliding or hovering objects, usually triangular, were seen by thousands of people and investigated by university scientists and government officials, yet they could never be explained. They left imprints on film, and although virtually impossible to detect on radar, they triggered the launching of Air Force F-16s in an anxious pursuit. The sightings occurred in a more than 2-year wave over Belgium beginning in the late 1989. As chief of the operations divisions in the air staff, then Colonel de Bauer played a prominent role along with officials from other branches of the government in mobilizing various departments to try to identify the strange intruders that kept showing up unannounced over cities and countryside. Hundreds of people saw a majestic triangular craft with a span of approximately 120 feet and powerful beam spotlights, moving very slowly without making any significant noise, but in several cases accelerating to very high speeds. De Bauer stated publicly a few years ago, describing only the first night of the wave. Numerous police officers were among the initial group of witnesses reporting from different locations as multiple flying craft hovered and glided and lit up fields along their routes. The same officers who had joked dismissively when first receiving radio calls about the sightings. And the strange objects kept returning for some strange reason to display themselves over the otherwise quiet territory of Belgium. Colonel de Bauer was tasked to handle the UFO wave by his country's defense minister, Guy Combes. After spending 20 years as a fighter pilot in Belgium's Air Force, de Bauer had been appointed to the Strategic Planning Branch in NATO in 1983 while a colonel. He then became a wing commander of the Belgium Air Force Transport Wing and, in 1989, chief of the Operations Division in the Air Staff. Promoted to Major General in 1991, he became Deputy Chief of Staff of the Belgium Air Force, in charge of the operations planning and human resources. Beginning in 1995, after his retirement from the Air Force, he worked for more than 10 years as a consultant for the United Nations to improve the UN logistics rapid response capabilities during emergencies. A man of great integrity and responsibility, de Bauer was determined to do everything he could to find out what was invading Belgium airspace and repeatedly committing infractions of basic aviation rules. Colonel de Bauer was able to question Colonel Andre Allman, a retired civil engineer that was the director of military infrastructure for the Belgian Army and also merely in charge of Army environmental impact issues at the joint staff level. De Bauer reported that Allman and his wife had an extensive look at one of these low-flying machines while driving down a country road and parking along the side. Allman had absolutely no doubt about the exceptional nature of what he saw. With total conviction, he went all the way to the top, filling a written report and providing a series of drawings for the Belgian defense minister. As far as Colonel de Bauer was concerned, Colonel Allman was able to eliminate all possible explanations for the object and states that it was some kind of unknown aerial vehicle. Now, in order for us to fully understand the significance of the evidence to be presented by General D. Bauer, we must reorganize the special circumstances of this extraordinary series of events. Number one, most UFO cases are not waves and do not offer up nearly as much data as this one did. Usually they involve a one-time incident, and naturally these are harder both to document and to investigate. The many hundreds of vivid and consistent case reports collected over the time in Belgium, accumulated and investigated by a group of scientists working with the Air Force, created opportunities for radar detection and other technical applications that benefit from advanced preparation. The large number of sightings increased the likelihood of obtaining valid photos and video footage. The military had adequate time to assess and test a range of options for what the objects might be, which could be either verified or eliminated based on official inquiries, such as whether any helicopters were airborne at a particular time. Officials could prepare for future visits of the UFOs by training radar specialists to handle these exceptional targets and readying Air Force jets to launch at a moment's notice. As events unfolded over months and years in Belgium, all mundane conventional explanations were ruled out. It became very clear what the objects were not, but there was still no clarity about what they were. So there you go, guys. That is one of the most credible UFO investigations, if not the most credible UFO investigation here. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment here, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all new content that's coming out on The Awaken Show. I hope you like the new intro, and we plan to keep it that way for some time, I promise. Make sure that you tune in to The Awaken Show on YouTube at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time today, so you can actually get a chance to play the new ufology game here on YouTube. I'll go ahead and leave some links on various social media sites as of Facebook, Twitter, etc. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit that link. Let me know that you actually want to join in on the game and have a chance to win cool prizes. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you watching. Thank you again, and have a great day. Take care.